Hello everyone, this is COADB.com, or the Coat of Arms database, and today we're briefly going to discuss 15 different coats of arms of Irish families. Now, I had made a previous video titled Irish Family Crests, and I received a lot of feedback. A lot of people were upset because it mainly focused on Anglo-Irish families, and that was because I was being lazy, and those are easier to research and create videos for. So took some time to pull out 15 Irish families and explain their coats of arms. So here we go. The first is Blazon. The first is for the Sept O Malone, and it is blazoned Vert, a lion, rampant, or between 3 mullets argent. The name means a descendant of the followers or the devotees of St. John, and they were long associated with the Abbey of Clonmacnois, to which they furnished many abbots and bishops. They originally lived in counties Clare and Wexford. And we know one notable was Reverend William Malone, who lived from 1586 to 1659 and was superior of the Jesuit mission to Ireland. Next we have Omalley, blazoned or a boar, passant, gules, and it's an Anglicized form of the Gaelic Ó Máille, a name of uncertain origin. They were long associated with County Mayo. Now, the most famous notable of this family was Grace Omalley, who lived in 1530 to 1603. She was the head of the Omalley dynasty in the west of Ireland, despite having a brother who normally would have been the head, but she was the head, given her strong personality and strong character traits. She was a sea captain who met with Queen Elizabeth I and famously refused to bow to the Queen. She was also described as the nurse of all rebellions in the province of Connacht for 40 years. Here we see 2 statues of Grace Omalley, along with a sketching of the meeting that she had with Queen Elizabeth. Next is OReilly, Vert, 2 lions rampant, combatant, or supporting a dexter hand, cooped at the wrist, erect, a palmy, distilling blood proper. The name meant descendant of Raghalich, and the family was largely located in Cavan and the adjoining counties, as well as in Breffni. Notables included Edmund OReilly, born 1606, and Hugh OReilly, born 1580, who held the primacy as Archbishop of Armagh. Next is OKennedy, sable, 3 helmets in profile proper. The name means descendant of Senedi, a personal name meaning helmeted head, and the eponym was a nephew of Brian Boru, who was the High King of Ireland from 1002 to 1014 AD. They were located in Glen Omra near Killaloe and then settled in Ormond, where they became Lords of Ormond from the 11th through 15th century. Now, one notable was Matthew Kennedy, born 1652, who immigrated to France and was a notable literary figure in Paris. Next is the Mccarthy sept, blazon, argent, a stag tripping gules, attired and unguled or. The name derived from Carthatch, the Lord of Egenacht, who died in 1045 AD. They were associated with South Munster or Desmond in early times. Notables include Finian Mccarthy, born 1572, chief of Mccarthy Ray branch served, and he of the Mccarthy Ray branch, and he served in the army of Queen Elizabeth I, and was imprisoned in the Tower of London, where he wrote a book about the history of Ireland. Next is McBrady, Blazon, sable, in the sinister base, a dexter hand, cooped at the wrist proper, pointing with the index finger to a sun in its splendor and dexter chief or. The name meaning descendant of Bradach, a byname or nickname, the meaning of which is unclear. Although some claim it derives from a word meaning thieving or dishonest in Gaelic, historians think this connection is unlikely. They were associated with the areas of Breffni and County Cavan, or Cavan. Notables included Beatra McBrady, who flourished in the year 1710, and Reverend Philip McBrady, who died in 1719, who were both Gaelic poets. Next is O'Murphy, quarterly argent and gules, on a fess sable, between 4 lions rampant, counterchanged 3 garbs or. This is an anglicized form of the Gaelic Ó Máille, descendant of Ó Máille, a personal name composed of the elements muir, meaning sea, and cath, meaning battle, and hence translating as sea warrior. The sept arose independently in several parts of Ireland, including Tyrone, Sligo, Leinster, and Wexford. Notables include Dom Nall Dal U Murchada, the chief sage of Leinster, who died in 1127 AD, as well as Reverend John Murphy and Reverend Michael Murphy, 2 Catholic priests who died in the 1798 rising against British rule. Next is McSheehy, quarterly, first azure, a lion, passant, garden, argent, second argent, 3 lizards, vert, third azure, 3 pole axes and fess or, fourth, a ship with 3 masts sable. It is an anglicized form of the Gaelic McSithai, son of Sithich, a personal name from the adjective Sithich, meaning peaceful or otherworldly. They were associated with Munster and settled in Limerick around 1420. They came to Ireland in the previous century from Scotland, where they were a branch of the MacDonald clan. And in Ireland they fought as Gallo Glasses, which were elite mercenary warriors typically from foreign countries. A notable is Dr. John McSheehy, born 1745, a physician to the French royal court prior to the French Revolution. Next we have Osheridan, or a lion rampant between 3 trefoils vert. It is an anglicized version of the Irish name Osheridan, descendant of Saradine, a personal name of unknown origin, possibly akin to Surname, meaning to seek. They were located in County Longford and also moved to County Cavan. Notables include Dennis Sheridan, born 1612, who helped translate the Bible into Irish, as well as Richard Brinsley Sheridan, born 1751, a dramatist and member of the English Parliament, and his mother, Frances, was also a notable author. O'Fallon, Gules, a greyhound rampant, argent, holding between the forepaws a tilting spear point to the dexter oar. Name meaning. Anglicized form of the Gaelic Ó Máille, descendant of Fal-Lamahan, a by name meaning leader. And this family was associated with Galway and Roscommon and the parishes of Cama and Dysart in the barony of Athlone. And the family produced two medieval bishops of Elphin and Derry, James O'Fallon, born 1749, and he served as an officer in the American Revolution and was an active member in the Anti-British Society. OKelledy. Azure, a tower triple-towered supported by two lions rampant argent, as many chains descending from the battlements between the lions' legs or. Is an anglicized form of the Gaelic Ó Máille, descendant of Silach, a personal name that developed from the byname bright-headed, later understood as frequenting churches from the Irish word sial. They developed independently in 7 different regions, including Umain in Connacht, also Brieg in County Meath, and notables include Colonel Charles O'Kelly, born 1621, who was a member of Parliament for Roscommon and served in the Williamite War in Ireland. He also wrote a book about the conquest of the Kingdom of Cyprus. Next is O'Quinn, Vert, a Pegasus volant or a chief of the last. It is an anglicized form of the Gaelic O'Coin, descendant of Con, a by name meaning head, sense, or reason. The sept was associated with County Tyrone and County Longford. And Niall O'Coon was killed at the Battle of Clontarf in 1014 AD. And Thomas O'Quinn was Bishop of Clonmacnois from 1252 to 1279 AD. O'Hogan, sable on a chief or 3 amulets of the field, anglicized form of Gaelic O'Hogan, descendant of Ogan, a personal name from the diminutive of Og, young, also meaning young warrior. The sept was in County Clare, Ardcrani near Nenagh, County Tipperary, and also found in Limerick. Notables include Maurice O'Hogan, a bishop who held the see of Kildare from 1281 to 1289 AD, and Michael the Galloping Hogan, who flourished in the year 1690, an Irish fighter who blew up a Williamite a siege train at Ballynetty. And then, of course, you have Hulk Hogan, who was not a Hogan. Terry Bollea was his real name, but Vince McMahon of the WWF encouraged him and came up with the name Hogan because he wanted to make him an Irishman, hence the blonde hair. And next we have Argent, a holly eradicated vert, thereon a lizard passant or a border counter-component of the first and second. This is an anglicized form of the Gaelic name O Mayo, descendant of Maonach, a personal name derived from the word meaning rich. Their ancestor was Monach, the son of Eliol Moore. They were associated with the diocese of Raphoe, as well as Balmooney and Offaly. Notables include Father Donag Mooney, who was the provincial of the Irish Franciscans from 1615 to 1618. And the last to discuss today is O'Flynn, Azure, a wolf passant argent, and chief 3 bezants. It is an anglicized form of the Gaelic O'Floyan, descendant of Flan, a byname or nickname meaning reddish or ruddy. They arose independently in several locations, particularly in southern areas of Cork and Waterford, as well as on the borders of Connacht and Ulster. And a notable was Fiacha O'Flynn, Archbishop of Tuam, and an emissary of the Irish Church to England in the year 1255 AD. If you enjoyed this video, please visit our website at coadb.com, where we offer affordable genealogical research and heraldic research, as well as heraldic merchandise and high-resolution JPEG files for $13.99. Thank you.